Long, long, long ago, in an ancient time, there was a woman. And she was doing what women have done for thousands of years. She was sorting what was unwanted from what was nourishing to the community and her family. She was weeding. She was weeding the field behind her house. She was cutting away those weeds which were unwanted, unneeded, allowing the goose grass to grow thick and strong and prickly at the top. And she'd be working the whole morning, and the sun had been beating down on her, and sweat was on her brow. So she lifted herself up and looked at her work. She had cleared much of the weeds around the goose grass. And in one of those spaces, she saw a bird. And the bird was staring directly at her. Woman staring at bird, bird staring at woman. And they locked eye, and then the bird began to sing, a kind of whistling sound. And it was talking to her. It was saying, "Why do you work so hard? Why do you work so hard? Why do you work so hard? I can give you all the food you need." And so the bird bent its legs and flapped its wings and flew just in front of the woman's face, and she understood. And she followed the bird, and she walked through field and forest to the edge of everything she'd known. And there was a granary, a stone building with a thatched roof. And she opened the door, and tumbling out came loads and loads and loads of wheat, enough wheat for a lifetime. So she bundled up what she could, and she put it on her back, and she walked back home. And she slept well that night. And she woke the next morning with the sun rising, and she thought, "Why don't I go again?" So she walked again, past field, past forest, to the edge of what she knew. And she came to that place where the granary was. But there was no granary, but the bird was there. And again, woman and bird locked eye. Bird staring at woman, woman staring at bird. And again the whistling, and again the "follow me, follow me, follow me." And this time the bird bent its legs strongly and jumped high in the air. She had to work hard to follow it. And she followed and followed and followed and followed for a long, long, long time, till she was past anything she knew. And she was in a great plain, and she looked all around her. And the stars were shining, and the moon was out, and the sun was out. It was a truly strange, magical place. And as she turned all the way around, she turned back to where the bird was. And there was no bird. There was a very handsome man. And he said, "I am the bird, and I've come to be your husband." And she was shocked, and she laughed. And then everything happened at once. She saw heartbreak in this strong, handsome man, and the hint of watery tears in his eyes. And he said, "I can no longer be your husband." And the bird was in front of her face again, and everything was moving quickly. She was gone from the open plain, into the forest, into the field. And then she was walking back home alone. And she reached home heartbroken, never to see the bird again.